Right everyone, we're now outside with the 100cm beauty dish. We've got the V1 installed. It's not dark out here, it's still actually light. It's not midday, but there's no sun, so it's just a blue sky and it's just quite dim, to be honest. I've set it an arm length away, as I usually do. Godox V1. So we're going to do this two ways. It's going to be quite a quick video. I'm going to take a light meter reading and see what the ambient's doing. So I'm going to go under the chin. I'm in flash mode, so that's not going to work. I'm just going to go to shutter priority. I've told it that I'm going to shoot at 1/160th of a second, ISO 100, and that is telling me to put my aperture at f2.8. So let's do that. So 1/160th of a second, f2.8, ISO 100. I'll quickly take a shot. That's showing dark, but I'll just see. For those of you wondering what the difference is between my camera's meter and the light meter, the camera's showing it's 2/3 of a stock. It's showing it's 2/3 of a stop underexposed at the settings the light meter shows, but I'm going to stick with that, and then we'll quickly do one and we'll use the camera settings. So I'm now at 2.8. This lens only shoots at 2.8 wide, really wide, so the shot is wide, but it is what it is. I'm at 1/160th of a second, ISO 100. I'm now going to take it to flash mode. I've settled it that I'm at ISO 100 at 1/160th of a second. I'll just enable the flash. Go away. Press the zoom button. I'll turn it on. We'll take a reading. I do know that I've already done it in advance. So that's saying if I shoot at 3.2, I'll get 20% flash contribution, which is about what we're after if we're going to use the light meter, between 20–30%. To be honest, when you use the big modifier like this, you can even have 40, 50, 60% flash contribution and really dim that background down, and you'll still have lovely soft light. 20% to 30% more when we're going to go direct flash. So I'll now set my camera to 3.2. So I've changed the aperture from 2.8 to 3.2, and the flash is going to give me 20% of the exposure. And if I just take a look at that one and the previous one, you'll see it's absolutely stunning. It doesn't even look like I've used flash. But I mean, at that distance, I'll tell you what the power output is. It's at 1/64th power, so it's not even turned up at all. It is light, but it's not the middle of the day in the sunshine. So that's how to use it as full flash. But for those people who haven't got a light meter, what we're going to do now is just ignore the light meter. I'm now going to turn my flash off. We'll go to an f4. 1/160th of a second, and I'll adjust the ISO. So what I've done now is, I'll go down one on the ISO. I'm at f4, ISO, what ISO does, 250, and I'm at 1/160th of a second. That's showing centre on my meter, which is how a lot of people would take a shot. The flash is turned off. So let's take a shot, forget the handheld meter, and I'll focus, recompose. We'll take a shot. And to be fair, it looks nice. It could just do with a little bit of fill flash because we've got a bit of shadow here. So no light meter. Now, bearing in mind my flash power is still on the previous setting, so I know it's not set to f4. So I'll enable it, and what we'll try is, we'll actually just try TTL. So I'm now going to use ettl, but what I'm going to do ahead of time, I'm going to turn it down a stop straight away, because I know that when I use TTL, it'll be too bright. So we'll just take a shot. So now we're just going to use the same settings, 1/160th of a second f4, ISO 250, and we'll get a bit of fill flash. And again, I mean, that's no difference to the meter. So you don't have to use the meter. The meter just gets you there straight away. And you'll see, that's absolutely same. What I will do for those people who may be wondering, I'm going to turn the TTL back up. Would you plug it off? I'm going to turn it back up to 0, just to show you what normal TTL does without the stop of exposure compensation. And in this instance, it actually looks pretty nice, but it only looks nice because we've got the massive modifier on the flash. If it was direct flash, it wouldn't look as good. So what we'll do, we might as well, to make the video a bit longer, we'll forget the light meter. I'm going to pop the softbox off, and we're going to use fill flash. Now, I have done a video like this before, but we're doing it again now without the light meter. Last time I did it, I used the light meter. We didn't use the beauty dish. This time I'm just going to use it now, direct flash. It's going to be off camera flash, but direct. So I'll take the modifier off. I'm actually going to change the direction of the light, only because we've got a nice shadow on this side of the face. So I'm going to bring the light in from where the ambient's coming from also. And we'll go here and we'll try that. Right, we'll turn it off. So again, we won't use the light meter for this, even though I love my light meter. We're not going to use the light meter because I know everybody's going to be thinking, well, what happens if we haven't got a light meter? So let's turn the flash off for starters, and we're now going to take a shot of the mannequin. I'm going to stand right in the way of the video camera. Can we adjust the video camera so it's not in the way? There you go, look at that, absolutely beautiful. Right, so we're going to look through the camera's meter. Right, I'm going to look through the camera's meter system. And to be honest, right, I've took that, but I'll just delete it because I'm going to recompose. So I've took that shot, it's the same, the light's not changed, it's still, oh it has, it's 11250 f4 ISO 250, and you'll see now that that looks decent, but it just looks like every other photographer's. It just looks, I'm just going to turn the model a little bit more. I want to be able to see that shadow, you see. I want to shoot from the shadow side. We'll take another one now. I'll go on the left eye. There you go, and you'll see that looks okay. That's what you get from a lot of photographers. But now what I want to do is fill in with flash. So I'm going to turn the flash on, and remember when I said to you that TTL will always fire too bright, but it didn't look like that when we used the big modifier. So we'll now enable TTL, and all that's going to happen now is I'm going to take the shot in ETTL. It's direct flash. It is off camera, you'll obviously see it over there. I'll just stand on that light. Oh, if it blows over, it blows over. I'll shoot from the shadow side a bit. And exactly what I said, because it's direct flash, obviously you can't see it now, but you'll see it playing over the top. It looks poo. It doesn't look nice anymore. If I had the softbox on, even in TTL, it looked a lot better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just turn it down, one full stop, and we'll have a go at that. And that is $1 million better. I mean, I'm even gonna, I'm gonna turn it down one more, so I've got it down a stop and a third. And we'll take a look at that. And that looks, I'm not gonna delete the others in between, but that looks absolutely phenomenal. You can't even really tell I've used it. It just looks really, really good. I could now, if I wanted to play with the shutter speed, so we can darken the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my shutter speed to 250 of a second. The flash, I mean, to be honest, it's an ETTL, isn't it? So what should happen now is we'll darken the background. So between the previous one, the only thing that's changed is the background. Now you'll see that the shadow's nice and intense, and this is where you'd want the softbox now, because I haven't got my light meter out, but I bet that shot on the mannequin is like 60 or 70% flash contribution, and you can physically see it, and it looks, on a guy, it'd look perfectly fine. I don't know if I'd want to shoot a lady like that. I'd really want to bring up that ambient exposure to back to 11250. I'll just do it one more time. And that just it just looks so much more natural. by bringing that background up. But again, if we had the modifier on there and we shot that one where we underexposed the background at 2/50th of a second, it still would have had nice soft light and we would have got a dark background. I'm going to end this video now. Yes, I can get the light meter out and we can do it with a light meter, but I wanted to show that you can do it without a light meter also. The light meter is just a bit more precise. Sometimes when you're out in the sun in the middle of the field, you can't see your screen properly and you're not 100% sure. Then you get home and go, do you know what, my flash were too bright. You can fix it in post, to be fair, or it was a little bit too dark, and it is what it is. You just edit the images and that's that. The light meter just gives you a bit more precision. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.